Lieutenant Governor Roden, Mr. Speaker, members of the House and Senate, Chief Justice Jensen, Supreme Court justices, constitutional officers, and my fellow South Dakotans. The South Dakota State Constitution requires the governor to begin each legislative session by giving the legislature information concerning the affairs of the state and recommending the measures he considers necessary. Notice I didn't say she. The Constitution doesn't say she, and maybe we should fix that sometime. It's also the perfect time for me to come before you to let you know that I am a brand new grandmother. I have a new grandbaby. His name is Branch Brian. He is named after his grandfather. He was 8 pounds, 9 ounces. And I was thinking this morning about our family and how many challenges we go through, how many good times, and how I fail them at times. But yet Branch is a reminder that we have new beginnings, that we have hope for a future. And I hope that all of us can embrace that today for the year of 2023, that we can have a new beginning and a start where we can continue to work for the people of South Dakota and protect that promise of liberty and freedom. Now, South Dakota is growing and we're thriving. We are strong. Our state's agriculture industry is now a $32 billion industry. It's responsible for 1 in 5 jobs in our state. We need to continue to preserve agriculture's future. You know, tourism, financial services, and other industries are also growing as well. That's all great news. Today, I'm going to share with you how our state has become the #1 state for individuals, for families, and businesses to build the American dream. Now, we've also promoted our state, and we've promoted stronger families, and we're also going to continue to secure South Dakota far into the future. We are #1 in the nation for personal income growth over the past several years. That is how South Dakotans build the American dream, by working hard and earning more than they have before. We have the fastest growth of housing developments in the entire country. We have the most family-owned businesses of any state. That's part of how we make families stronger. We have the most registered hunters per capita of any state as well, which is something I'm extremely proud of. And we were recognized as a state for making the best decisions by the American Legislative Exchange Council. One more thing. South Dakota State University Jackrabbits are the FCS national champions in football. Go Jacks! I understand the team's going to be with us next week, so that'll be a fun day to celebrate as well. I normally wait to honor our military until the end of this speech, but I wanted to highlight this now. We are the #1 state in a nation to live and to work as a soldier, an airman, and a veteran. That is how we make South Dakota safer and more secure for the future. Both our Army and our Air Guard units have led the nation. They're winning award after award for the best units in this country. Just this past month, we deployed the 109th Regional Support Group to the Middle East as part of Operation Inherent Resolve. But the National Guard stands ready right here at home, too. When the winter snow and bitter cold hit our state just before Christmas, the men and women in uniform took time away from their families in need across their state. They went and helped other communities and individuals who needed assistance to get through that bitter cold. They went to our reservations that asked for assistance and needed it as well. Would everyone who is here that is a veteran or serves in the National Guard please rise so you can be recognized and thanked by all of those here in attendance today. I believe South Dakota is the freest state in the nation. We fight to defend our constitutional rights. We ensure that every South Dakotan has the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But here's what I love about South Dakota. we never settle. We never sit back and say, that's good enough. We turn challenges into opportunities. Together, I want us all to take on the challenge of making South Dakota #1 in growth, tax climate, work ethic, and building and supporting strong families. Our nation was built on freedom, but our constitutional freedoms are under assault from Washington, D.C. America needs South Dakota's example of how conservative policies and values make people's lives better. These policies bring success and they bring hope. In the last 4 years, we made South Dakota the strongest state in America by making it the state to pursue an American dream, a state for stronger families and a secure state. In the next 4, we're going to prove that the best is yet to come. Now, together, we have to continue to build and to advance that American dream. And in this legislative session, we will accomplish that. We're going to accomplish it by cutting taxes for people. We continue to have record surpluses. And what should we do with those surpluses? My answer is simple. Cut taxes and provide relief for South Dakotans. Now, I've been to a lot of grocery stores over the state for the last many months. Prices have dramatically increased for the past 2 years that families weren't prepared for. And when they see the final bill at the end of the checkout line, they're astonished. When I was standing there at dozens of grocery stores running the checkout line, talking to people, about 1 out of every 4 shoppers had to go put something back on the shelf because they didn't have enough money to pay for it. It was shocking. Folks, listen, South Dakotans need this relief. And it's not up to us to pick and choose how they use their extra dollars that are in their pocket. By cutting the sales tax, we will help every single family in this state, and then they have the freedom to decide how to use those dollars to meet their needs in their family. And again, isn't South Dakota all about embracing freedom and helping every single person, not just picking winners and losers? Now, Fair Market is a store in Sioux Falls. It provides a special service to those who need it. They offer groceries for about half the price that you see in a typical grocery store. Kristen Johnson recognized the need for affordable groceries in her community, so she opened up Fair Market in early 2021. She's had to relocate. She's expanded multiple times as demand grew, and just last month they opened a second location on the west side of Sioux Falls. When I visited their store, I met customers who were so grateful for the opportunity that Fair Market provides. Because many of their groceries are reclaimed, that means that they've had a branding change. Maybe it's a damaged can, maybe it's a seasonal good, or maybe it's because there's a market surplus. But because they are reclaimed, there's always something new and unique and more affordable for customers. Many of these customers enjoy looking in the store, hunting for unique finds. Now, Kristen, with her husband Greg, and Danelle, who works for them, are here today. Would you all please stand where you are? They're right over here. Thank you for all that you do for the people right here in South Dakota. Fair Market's customers will greatly benefit from the elimination of the sales tax on groceries, but so will every single South Dakota family, every person, every small business owner, even every homeowner. Our economy is the strongest it's ever been. Our revenues continue to grow. December revenues have us up another $10 million above legislative adopted estimates. Now is the time. Let's get this done. South Dakota's economy has been thriving over the past few years, but with that, we've experienced some growing pains. In 2022, our unemployment rate was the lowest that it's been in our state's history, but we still have 23,000 open jobs in our state. During my first year in office, I signed legislation that recognized occupational licenses for military spouses who moved to our state. Then 2 years ago, in response to the challenge of filling healthcare jobs, I proposed legislation to recognize the healthcare licenses of folks moving here from all other states. Thank you for the help with that. That legislation expanded to other professions, and it helped us fill many jobs here. We have an opportunity to finish the job this legislative session, to provide a path to recognize licenses of just about every single profession in this state. When other states have done this, they have seen their workforces grow almost immediately. Arizona's workforce has grown by about 5,000 workers since their law was implemented. Thousands more in the future to come as well. That's the kind of drastic workforce boost that we need right here in South Dakota. We are constantly looking for opportunities to expand registered apprenticeship programs here in our state. And just last month, the Department of Labor and Regulation awarded 4 grants to create apprenticeship pipelines for high schoolers across the state. The 4 recipients of these grants were Bear Butte Gardens for agriculture, Belfouche School District for healthcare, Harrisburg School District for agriculture, and Dakota State University for education. Later this week, they'll announce even more awards. More and more businesses are realizing the value of these apprenticeship programs. I want to highlight Lemonade Butcher Shop in Lemon, South Dakota, which was incorporated an apprenticeship program to hire and to train new staff. They initially hired one employee named Jesse, who's now supervising more people that are going through that program. That allowed the owner this year, for the very first time, to take his first vacation. Now that's making the American dream come true. Howe Incorporated in Sioux Falls has used apprenticeships to build their workforce for decades. When they gave me a tour of their apprenticeship program, it was so impressive. It was incredible. They already provide apprenticeships in plumbing, fire protection, HVAC, sheet metal, and they recently worked with the Department of Labor and Regulation to add a mechatronics apprentice program. And they're currently in the process of setting up another program for sprinkler filters. Now, over the years, Howe has used their apprenticeship program to hire more than 60 employees. It's been a total game changer for them and for their workforce. Other companies can seize this opportunity as well.